Hello students. Since last few videos we have been explaining about oligopoly models. In the last two videos we have explained about non-collusive models of oligopoly. In this video we are going to explain about collusive oligopoly with cartel. We have already said that oligopoly markets are having the features like strong interdependence and uncertainty. Due to this uncertainty in the market, it will be very difficult for the firms to maximize their profit. Therefore, to avoid this uncertainty, oligopoly firms will have a tendency to enter into mutual interdependence, and they will enter into some understanding or tacit or formal agreements or collusion. The most common types of collusion are cartel and price leadership. In this session, we will be discussing about collusive oligopoly with cartel. Here, the term collusion means work together. This collusion may happen with a formal agreement or tacit agreement, tacit understanding. In case of formal agreements, there will be written or open agreements, but in case of tacit agreements, there will be secret or unwritten agreements. Unwritten or secret agreements is the basis of tacit collusion. Therefore, the term cartel was used originally to denote the creation of a common selling organization by a group of firms. This organization will do the selling operations on behalf of all the firms in the market. Therefore, formation of cartel will decrease the uncertainty related with the market, and automatically it will increase the level of profit of all the firms. The formation of formal agreements is illegal in many countries, and therefore in such countries firms will depend tacit agreements or unwritten or secret agreements. The type of collusion may be perfect or imperfect. In case of perfect collusion, there is a central agency or organization to fix the price, output, profit, etc. And they will work as per the formula. The other category is imperfect collusion. In imperfect collusion, there is no formal agreement. There is informal agreements, informal understanding. There is mutual understanding regarding price and output. No proper or formal agreement is there. The cartels can be classified mainly into two types. Initially, profit sharing cartels, and next one is market sharing cartels. Initially, we are going to discuss about profit sharing cartels. Here we assume that different firms are producing identical products, but the cost of the firms are different, and aggregate marginal cost, sum of marginal cost is equal to the horizontal summation of the marginal cost of different firms. On the basis of this assumption, the cartel is formed, and let us explain the profit sharing cartel with the help of this diagram. Here on x-axis we have taken output, and on y-axis we have considered price. We assume here is that there are two firms, firm A and firm B, and both are having different levels of cost. Here D is the market demand curve. Corresponding to this D, there is an MR curve. This is MR. We have already said that the cost condition of different firms are different. The cost of firm A is MC1 and cost of firm B is MC2. Here marginal cost of MCA is higher than that of MC2, and therefore firm A is less efficient firm and firm B is more efficient firm. The sum of marginal cost sigma MC can be attained by the horizontal summation of this MC, that is This is sigma MC, and on the base of the sigma MC we are going to identify the equilibrium level of output. For that we have identified equilibrium output OQ, and price of the commodity is QP or ON. Therefore, without considering the profit maximizing level of two firms, since they are producing identical products, the cartel have identified the total output as OQ and price as QP. Now we have to identify how much of output are to be produced by each firm. For this we are going to draw a line from the equilibrium point R to the y-axis, that is OT is identified, or we have drawn TR line, and on the base of this TR line we can fix the level of output as OQ1 output to firm A and OQ2 output to firm B. Therefore, the output level of firm A is equal to OQ1 and the output level of firm B is equal to OQ2, and the total output of the market will be equal to OQ1 plus OQ2, that is equal to OQ. The profit of each firm will be distributed on the basis of their level of output. We know that marginal cost of firm B is lower, and therefore firm B is producing more output, and firm A is less efficient, and therefore they will be producing only lower level of output. The joint profit of firm A and firm B can be maximized through this cartel formation. This analysis is theoretically sound, but there are certain problems related with this joint profit maximization. First problem is the faulty measurement of demand and cost conditions. The estimated demand and cost conditions may not be accurate in some situations, therefore profit maximization may not always possible. Suppose if the initial estimation of cost and demand may be correct, but there may have changes in demand and cost conditions, therefore variation in demand and cost condition will lead to problems in joint profit maximization. Another problem is that there may have rigid prices for long period. Even though there are changes in cost, revenue and market conditions, the price will be rigid due to the existence of the agreement. This may not always provide the best possible level of profit. Suppose if there are possibility of cheating, that there are two types of firms, one firm is with less cost and other firm with higher cost. Normally a low cost firm will have a tendency to expand their level of output, and the agreement may be collapsed. Another problem associated with profit sharing cartel is that suppose if the cartel is fixing high price to earn high profit, then new firms will be attracted to the industry and cartel will be collapsed. Therefore, there are many problems associated with the profit sharing of a cartel between different firms. Now we are going to discuss another form of cartel. This is market sharing cartel. There are different forms of cartel on the basis of market sharing. There is non-price competition agreements, agreement on quota and geographical market sharing. These are the most common types: non-price competition agreements, agreements on quota and geographical market sharing. Initially we are considering non-price competition agreements. Here also we assume that there are two firms, firm A and firm B. But here firm A is having cost advantage and firm B is having cost disadvantage. This is a loose form of cartel in which member firms agree upon a common price which is selected through bargaining. We are going to draw the diagram in three segments. Initially we are considering firm A. Firm A is having an average revenue curve and corresponding marginal revenue curve and a cost curve. On the basis of this cost we have identified equilibrium. Equilibrium quantity is OQ1 and equilibrium price is OP1. Now we are going to plot firm B, and here on x-axis output and on y-axis price, revenue and cost. There is an average revenue curve of firm B and marginal revenue curve. We have a marginal cost curve of firm B here, and corresponding to this marginal cost curve we have identified equilibrium quantity as OQ2 and corresponding price is OP2. These all equilibrium points are similar to monopoly or monopolistic competition, but here it is clear that the price charged by firm B will be higher and price charged by firm A is lower. That is, this price is higher and this price is lower. Firm A is charging a lower price and firm B is charging a higher price. And therefore they come into an agreement and decide to charge a common price, that is a price in between P1 and P2. Now we are going to show the cartel. X-axis and y-axis is taken. On x-axis output and on y-axis price. We have a demand curve, market demand curve for the commodity, and we have a marginal revenue curve for the commodity, and we have derived a marginal cost curve. This marginal cost curve is the sum of the marginal cost curves of firm A and firm B. This is sigma MC, and an equilibrium is identified at the equality between MC and MR, and output of the cartel is identified as OQ, and the price of the cartel is fixed as OP. Therefore, this price is applicable to both the firms. Firm A is charging OP price and firm B is also charging OP price. This price is fixed by the cartel. Here there is a slight cost advantage to firm A, and therefore their profit maximizing price and output is only OP1, but now they are getting OP, higher price. Therefore firm A always want to expand their output and to earn more profit by reducing their price. But just opposite, in case of firm B, their profit maxing price is OP2, but they are getting only OP. Therefore firm B will have a tendency to reduce output to earn profit maximizing price. Here the cartel is formed in between firm A and B on the basis of bargaining between the firms. Therefore the price lies in between OP1 and OP2. Therefore OP price is charged by both the firms. If both the firms act independently to earn maximum profit, then this cartel will be collapsed. Here the total output of the cartel, that is this OQ, is shared in between firm B and firm A. Firm A is producing this much level of output and firm B is producing this much level of output, and these two is added to get this much level of output in cartel. Here we have assumed that the cost condition of these two firms are different. But there are situations in which the cost of different firms may be the same. Thus there is another type of cartel, that is market sharing cartel, which is based on the agreement on quota. Quantity is fixed on the basis of the agreement if there are same cost conditions, similar cost conditions. Such a condition is explained in the coming figure. Here we are going to plot the condition of two firms, firm A and firm B. Initially firm A and B are having different average revenue curves, ARA and ARB, the average revenue curves of firm A and B respectively. Corresponding to this AR curve, MR curve is there, MRA and MRB. Now we can plot MC curve of both the firms. This is MC curve of firm B and firm A. Now we can plot the equilibrium quantity as OQ1 and OQ2. Here both the firms are producing identical products and their cost conditions are similar, and therefore they are going to form a cartel to share the market equally. We have x-axis and y-axis of cartel. We have average revenue curve or demand curve of the market and corresponding marginal revenue curve. And we have taken the MCA and MCB together, and we will be having summation of MC, marginal cost. We have identified equilibrium at point of intersection between MC and MR. Therefore, OQ output is being produced and price charged by the firms and the cartel will be OP. This OP price is applicable to firm B and firm A. In order to identify the market share of each firms, a line is drawn from the cartel's equilibrium point to the left, that is like this, and we have identified the quantity to be produced by firm B as this much and firm A as this much. Here OQ1 quantity will be produced by firm A and OQ2 quantity will be produced by firm B. Therefore, total OQ output, that means this much amount of output, OQ is equal to OQ1 plus OQ2. Suppose if the cost conditions of two firms are different, there will be common price, but the quantity produced will be based on the cost condition of the firm. In other words, a low cost firm will be producing higher quantity and high cost firm will be producing lower quantity, and both will be charging same price. Now we are going to move to the geographical market sharing. Under the geographical market sharing, different regions are allocated to different firms within a particular region. If they are producing identical products, there may be similar price, and if there are differences in products, they will be charging different prices. Normally, a low cost firm will have a tendency to produce more output and to expand their sales to different regions, but through forming this type of cartel, the encroachment and distribution of products to other territory is banned through this cartel. These are the different forms of cartel. One point to be noted here is that all the firms working under different circumstances will have a tendency to break the agreements if they are getting more advantage. In other words, if a firm is having chance to earn higher level of profit, then ultimately the cartel will be collapsed. There is possibility of cheating at any point of time. Therefore, in all these types of cartels, there is inherent tendency to be unstable. In the next video, we will be explaining another type of collusive oligopoly, that is price leadership. Price leadership by a low cost firm and price leadership by a dominant firm. Thank you.